Hey guys, it's Sydney Michelle with Black Enterprise, sitting down with the beautiful and super accomplished Eva Marcille.
Oh, thank you.
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Fabulous.
Likewise. I know
Thank
you always
you.
do, so this is nothing new for you.
Well, you given it, sis.
Thank you, girl.
You're welcome.
Well, today we're talking about Eva, the businesswoman. We're getting into all of her prior businesses, some businesses she wants to start in the future, business women that inspire her, and everything business. So tell me, what was your first business and what inspired that business? Because, you know, you are so accomplished both on and off screen, but we want to know, we know Eva on screen, but Eva, the businesswoman. Tell me about your first business and what inspired that.
My first business was the business of Eva.
Period.
When I won top model, I got a really thick check, and then I got signed to CoverGirl. So I got a really good contract. So I had money, I didn't know what to do with it. But I learned really quickly with taxes to become a business would be the smartest way to go. So my first business was incorporating myself, called First Ave. Ave backward is Eva.
Okay.
Putting myself first.
Love it.
And I incorporated myself back in 2004. And that is my first and longest running business, is the business of me. And then so everywhere I work under my business, and I am an employee of.
Yes, ma'am.
So services of. But when it came to putting my name on like a product and really wanting to do something, I had so many opportunities, and so many people come to you and they say, hey, white label, put your name on this, let's make a lip gloss, let's make a hair care product, or shirts, or this or that. And I've always felt like the best businesses are businesses that were truly honest and passionate. You found a need, you found something you were really good at, and you maximize that and you optimize that. So I never wanted to do a business that wasn't a passion of mine.
Okay.
And one of the first businesses I started was an eyewear company.
Okay.
And First Ave Eyewear. And I love glasses. I lose them all the time. They usually cost a whole lot of money.
Yes.
And I learned that the manufacturers that are making the super expensive ones are the same manufacturers that are making the not so super expensive ones. It's just a matter of who you know and what name's on the side.
Okay.
And so I've always been very inclined to bring things to the marketplace sold by me for consumers that were A, of best quality, and B, at the best price.
Yes.
Because I grew up as a girl from the neighborhood where money was not always a luxury.
Yes,
You know, I am fortunate that there was never a night that I did not eat. But we did not eat gourmet, and I might be eating the same thing 3 nights in a row.
Leftovers.
You know, that spaghetti stretches.
Listen.
It does. And so when you think about spending your money and people working and taking care of themselves and what they spend their money on, I always wanted to create products that were tried, true, the best of quality, the best grade, and best prices.
Yes.
So I started with eyewear. That was my first company.
Okay.
Then I started a home decor company.
Okay.
Love home decor, top of bed.
Okay.
That was very, very exciting. I met my best friend there, who was a fashion expert, textile expert, and made some amazing strides. Oh, we got to all the stores. It was so much fun. So did home decor, and then from home decor, I decided to go into jewelry, which now that I'm even talking to you about it, I feel like it was a natural progression because it's like the accessory aesthetic space.
Yes.
And for jewelry, it's one of those things again. I love it. I think a simple flight suit like I'm wearing right now with jewelry can accessorize and make it a whole nother thing.
Absolutely.
But not everyone has $1 zillion to spend on jewelry. Or you might not have a lot of money to spend on your fashion, but if you have a couple dollars for your accessories, and you can mix and match that, then you can really, really do something with your look. So I decided to make jewelry and to source the best tarnish-free. I want to be able to keep my rings on in the shower. I want to wear this necklace every day.
Yes.
I like anklets, statement pieces, simple things. And so I really just made things that I liked.
Okay.
I made things that I would wear, that I liked, and I put them out there. And people decided they liked them too, and they started to buy them. And you know you're doing something right when you get phone calls from like Tiffany's saying your designs are looking a lot like ours, and you know they want to start seeing your books, and so you realize like, okay, I might be onto something.
I'm shaking
here.
the table.
I'm shaking the table, and what prides me the most in the table shake is the fact that it's so affordable.
Okay.
It's so affordable, but if you bought a piece from me 2 years ago, the shine is still there. There is no rust. You bought it for most likely $39, and it's a gift you can give that keeps giving. And it feels good to know that I could make sure that someone's jewelry box is filled and they feel pretty on their date without having to break the bank. Because every girl deserves it. And man, because I have men's stuff too.
Okay, men's collection also.
I do.
Well, we talked about earlier, just, it's amazing to hear you say that, because just bringing, the point that everyone, you've been so relatable on and off TV. And for you to even put that into your business, that's amazing.
Thank you.
We can relate to you with that as well.
We all, at the end of the day, if you are a multimillionaire, or if you are on your stride to become one.
Yes.
Right? A dozen of eggs costs the price of a dozen of eggs.
It sure does.
And the inflation on that dozen of eggs hits everyone the same.
It sure does.
It's like Cardi B saying, why are groceries so expensive?
Right.
And the world's asking her, why do you care? What do you mean, why do I
still have to pay for it?
You still have to pay for it. So the relatability is just being honest and transparent. At the end of the day, it costs to live. We all deserve a certain life. And this American dream we all aspire towards. And the reality is, people that look like you and I were set back in this race very far back.
100%.
A long time ago. And so for us now to be able to be in these rooms and to be at these tables, there does need to be a level of equity and a level of consideration, I think, when it comes to my fellow brothers and sisters, because they ran the same struggle I ran.
Absolutely.
And it has not been without its struggle.
Yes. So tell me a little bit, and I really, really like what you said. You have price point versus quality.
Yes.
And a lot of times you don't get both. You'll either get a super high price point, quality will be there, but the price point will be super high, or it'll be cheap but low quality.
Yes.
And your products have found that perfect balance. Tell me about price point versus quality and how you were able to incorporate that into your business.
That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
The hardest part is price point and quality, right? And because you have a name, they say, okay, well, you can charge $150 for that. Well, who wants to spend $150 for a necklace? I think that's crazy. But the same person who spends $60 on a necklace still wants that same quality. They still want it to be nice. And so what I've learned is that it's all about your manufacturer. The work goes in, it's on the back end. It's on my business partner, Liz and Robert's end, to find manufacturers that when we get our shipments, it is tried and true, that quality. Now, it's very easy, especially after, oh my goodness, this pandemic, and a lot of our shops were in China. Like my home decor company, my business partner, he's Chinese. Like our entire factory is in China. And so there's been a lot of changeover now amid the pandemic. With people like me that do have products that end up having to be outsourced and shipped. And now I think the emphasis a lot is on American made, specifically Black American made products. Those are harder to find. But it's about intentionality. It's about being very intentional, finding those manufacturers. I can find anyone to make me a heart necklace, but not anyone that's going to make it the way I want it. And that's more work on my part. But in the long run, I think for the legacy, it's sustainable. And that's really what I want.
I love that. And I think both are so important. So, as this progresses, I can't wait to see new products, new, manufacturers.
Well, I need to send you some stuff.
Yes, you do, y'all. I wore my rings just for Eva because I know she's an accessories gal.
They're gorgeous. And your earrings.
Thank
you. Beautiful.
These are from Zanzibar and Kenya.
Wow.
So we'll talk.
Yes.
Their accessories game international, especially in Africa.
Oh, it's
I'm like, and mind you, like you said, quality. I've done dishes. I've had these for a couple of months and haven't turned yet. So I love, and I went on your site and I saw you have very similar products. So shout out to you guys for that.
Thank you.
And to keeping women like me from not going broke, but still looking fabulous.
You deserve to look amazing, and you still want some money in that bank at the same time.
Yes.
We can do it both.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So let me talk to you about some business women that inspires you. Because you've inspired some women, and we're going to get to that after, but I want to know, aside from fashion, aside from scripted and unscripted TV, business women, who are some that have inspired you over the years?
One of the closest one outside of my mom. My mother's a consummate professional, an amazing businesswoman. I would say my youngest and biggest inspiration was Tyra Banks.
Okay.
Tyra Banks, a beautiful girl from LA that could have been just a pretty face and made some cute money and been known for that. But Tyra created a company called Bankable and took it to infinity and beyond. And what she has taught me is that you will be underestimated, but you are always expected to over-deliver. Always over-deliver. And stay relatable. That was the one thing she always taught me. Always.
That's easy for you.
But no, it's that go Hollywood stuff. It's very easy. You know, you go in certain rooms and you hang out with people on one night, you get another room and you're like, are you the same person? They code switch, they assimilate, all of that. But it's very a fine line between being comfortable in you in every room, because every room does not invite people like you.
Right.
So not to turn into them and to stay you and grounded and rooted, it's not an easy thing to do, but I think it's a very necessary thing to do.
Okay.
So Tyra, for business, she never lost sense of who she was.
Yes. I love
she
that.
never lost sense of who she was, the work ethic that her mom and dad gave her. Her brother being in the service and being very disciplined, I think taught her a lot. And there was no ceiling for her. there's a sky, but beyond the sky, there's another place for her to go. And she instilled in me very young to dream that big. And your pretty face is only going to be pretty for so long. That changes.
Yes.
Figure it out.
Yes.
She taught me to figure it out very young.
I love that.
And I know you said women, but Tyler, he's no woman.
Okay, let's say people.
He's a man.
Yes, let's say
He
people.
played Medea.
We love Tyler.
But Tyler Perry, he's one, gave me one of my first big jobs on House of Pain, which is a TV show still running. And Tyler is a very, very special person to me, because not only does he give opportunities, he also sits and teaches. And if you are willing to listen, he will teach you.
It's important.
And I have sat and just picked his ear and asked him why and why. And his teaching of ownership, of not needing to be the first person to do it, but to be the owner of who does it.
Okay.
And what that looks like. You know, Tyler has, between Tyler and Tyra, they have shown me and taught me that the white man's sugar ain't sweeter. I'm so happy to be at my table.
I love that.
Money is green, green is green, a euro is a euro, a dollar is a dollar. And the way you really reproduce that is you recycle it in the community and ownership.
I love that.
And that is what I have learned most in business, is ownership.
Yes, and I think those two, as you are, create other seats at the table for people that look like us.
Yes.
And I think that's a big thing. You know, you can make all this money and have all these companies, but if you're not creating other opportunities, especially for people of color, Black men and women, then what are you really doing?
And that's why going to TPS, when I pull into this lot, it is the old Fort McPherson, the most historic Confederate base in the U.S. is massive, and you go in and it's nothing but beautiful black people from the front light to the black belt. It is so beautiful. In every sound stage, it's Oprah Winfrey and Sidney Poitier, and the food is ours, and it's ours culturally. And there's no, it's New Year's and we're working, so obviously we got black eyed peas.
Right?
Why wouldn't we? Gotta go to the New Year.
Yes.
Right? It's just it feels like home. And Tyler has taken his money and he has reinvested it in us and gave us spaces. He had a party. Last story about Tyler. He had a party last year, halfway into the year. He said, I have paid out $154 million in payroll by June. Between January and June. That's to the people in this room. The employees. That's how much he's recycled. And those cars that are outside, those big old Rolls Royce trucks and those Porsches, those are y'all cars. Those houses that closed on this year, those are y'all houses. And the way that he has created wealth and generational wealth and created millionaires, literally, from starving actors, background actors. He is so G.
I love
He's
that.
so G.
And I love hearing these stories. You know, you guys are on the inside, but us outside looking in, we love to hear those stories. We hear them, you know, rumors around, but to hear that he's really trying to create this wealth.
Oh yeah.
For so many of us.
I think secretly, Tyler's trying to make Wakanda. I think he's trying to make a real.
Listen, when I tell you I will move so fast,
because
I'm out.
The opportunities he creates and how open his heart is, and for someone that does not need to do it, does not have to do it. He does it because he literally wants to usher in a new generation with opportunities that he did not have. It's crazy. It's epic.
And I love that you're a part of that. You're so close to that.
I love it too.
She said, me too.
I love it.
I'm not mad at you, Eva. So we talked about who inspires you. But for those you inspire, because, you know, we talked a little bit about earlier about your transition from, you know, America's Next Top Model to scripted to back to reality with Housewives to now back with scripted with all the Queen's Men. Tell me a little bit about as the business behind that. You know, you keep a check. Eva keeps a check. Okay.
Yes.
For those women who kind of want to take that same trajectory, you know, either they have passion being in reality TV or they have passion being in scripted TV, but they kind of want to not just do one thing. What advice would you give these women to be the powerhouse that you are, to create these brands that you have, to really take a chance on themselves and make money on themselves just with their personal brand? Because I feel like a lot of women, they get stuck. Either they'll be like, well, I'm a model or I'm an actress. And Eva's like, I'm a model, actress, mom, businesswoman, business owner.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to those women, especially, who just feel stuck in their career field? And that could be aside from TV, fashion, just who feel stuck and who feel like they're put in a box and want to make money elsewhere in other avenues.
Well, you know, I think it's natural and it is very normal for women to feel that way, men alike, especially of color and not just trying to figure out their way in this world. One thing my father always taught me was to always have more than one hustle. You always have 3 hustles. Always. I don't care how good one thing is going. I make a lot of money on radio and I make a lot of money on TV and I make a lot. It don't matter. I'm gonna make a lot of money everywhere I go. So always have more than one hustle, because there is no forecast of a pandemic. There is no forecast of your grandmother's gonna pass away or my father ended up having a stroke, which no one saw that coming. He was 58 years old, right? So I think part of it is that, is you don't know what tomorrow holds and things change so quickly. And so if you have multiple streams of income, if one thing is affected by the stock market or the housing market or whatever, your other gig is still working. You know, so always have more than one income. To stop repeating the lie that they told you when they told you that you were in a box. When they told you that you were just a model, someone told you that, but it was a lie. And you repeat that to yourself. And you actually believe it. So I would tell you to stop believing the lie.
It's like that internal voice.
Yes, turn into your inner Issa Rae and look in that mirror and say, are you Khaleesi? Or, you know what I mean? You have to be your own self-motivator, and we have to unteach ourselves the lies that a lot of people told us, but more importantly, that we actually believe.
Definitely.
I think there are a lot of things that we believe that are not true, but until we get past that, that, you know, that is our hang up. And so unbelieving that you're not beautiful enough, unbelieving that you're not talented enough, unbelieving that you're too old, unbelieving all those things that the world told you that you're not, which is why you don't do what you should. And once you unbelieve that, I think there's going to be something in you that it can't stop you. Why not go online and find out about that casting? Why not go and read? I met a girl the other day who was doing background work because she was tired of her job, and now she's a lead of a television show.
I love that.
And I'm like, how, Sway? And all she did was follow her inner voice that said, you're not too old. You are beautiful enough. You do have the chops. You're worthy. But and that voice sometimes is so quiet. So push down that loud voice that's a liar. Make that as quiet as that real voice and bring that voice up. You know what I mean? And that's what I would say to that young girl, old girl, boy,
Man.
him, her,
Yes.
them,
Yes.
whatever we want to call ourselves at this point in your life. Stop listening to those lies that the world has told you because you're repeating them and you're believing them.
I love that. I'm gonna have to tell myself that sometimes too. Okay,
I'm taking everything.
I'm taking note. Listen, I feel like we all, again, why you're so relatable, because we all deal with that.
Yeah, we do.
But that voice inside me has probably prohibited me from doing some things that I should have.
Mm-hmm.
But guys, quiet down that voice and bring up the other one. Okay,
Quiet down that
there's
hater.
no telling what heights that could take you to.
Well, see, and it really is, I don't want to get spiritual, it really is the devil, because that's his whole job, is to kill, steal, and destroy. So that's his job. So if he could kill your hope, if he could steal your happiness, you know what I'm saying, if he can destroy your passion, before you could even walk and set out to try to do it, he's won.
Amen.
You know what I mean? And you're not fulfilled, but bigger than that, what you were supposed to fulfill as a vessel, as a spirit and entity on this earth, you're not fulfilling. And I think that's the bigger thing, are the people that you were put here to affect, that you end up never touching because you're afraid or because someone said you can't.
Yes.
Kanye always said the difference between me and the rest of the rappers is I did it, they didn't.
Period.
It's literally just that he tried.
Period. Well, you know what, Eva? I love everything that you represent and everything you encompass.
Thank you.
And speaking of us just not being put in a box and us being multifaceted, people, women, men, people of color, black people. Just to wrap, I want you to speak on, because I feel like, we always kind of glaze over this, especially us in business. Being a working mom.
Oh, yeah.
That's a thing that, I'm 31 and I'm getting ready to get into that family.
Welcome.
But I also aspire to not lose my sense of self in terms of my drive, in terms of what I want to accomplish. And, when we first saw you on Housewives, we saw you as a working mom and, doing the radio show and still bringing in businesses through, your home decor company, your accessories company, your CBD company, all these things wrapped up into one. How did you do it, and how could we do it? Because for women like me, and even women, who are have children already and have families, they want to know too. How did you do that?
I think a lot of, first of all, my husband's amazing. Okay. He's amazing. Shout out to Mike Sterling. Okay. I couldn't do it without him.
Love him.
But I think we are products and children and now adults of parents that came from a different day. And their parents came from a different day. When my mother was born, women didn't have the right to vote. You needed your husband to sign to get you a credit card. That is not today, which is why in those days women had kids younger and created families, because what they could not do in the world, they just set on the allowances they were given, which were to be a mother, to be a homemaker. These are decisions and choices that I can actually affect.
Definitely.
Well, that's not today. Today we got Ketanji Brown Jackson sitting on Supreme Court Justice.
Period.
It's a new day. And in that new day, like you, I had my baby first when I was 30. You're 31. I think it is very normal to be in your early 30s, mid 30s, still without child and not married yet, because what you can do now at 30, our parents couldn't do at 30. Their parents couldn't do at 30. And so being a working mom, it is new because it's something that wasn't allowed before. The idea to be a CEO of a company, to have 150 employees or thousands of employees and offices and 3 kids and a husband, we just weren't allowed to do it. But if we really think about it, as black women, we can do anything.
We could have done it.
We could have done it. What we've done on those fields, what we did in backbreaking heat and labor, we can do it. So I think it's more so that same thing, changing the narrative.
Yes.
The structure of what a woman is in a household, what a wife looks like, what a husband is, what a husband does and does not do. No husband might need to go to the grocery store. The husband might need to go ahead and cook some dinner. And the wife might need to go and get that tire change on the car.
Yes, ma'am.
It's rethinking and revisioning what family looks like. And I think black people, moreover, now than ever, truly have an opportunity to redefine what that looks like. Because we have been prohibited from so much for so long that the structure that we have is an adapted structure from a life that we did not particularly want.
Very much so.
So now we're creating the lives that we want, which is why you have the conversations with the Kevin Samuels thoughts of the world, because they're the older, more misogynistic idea when women were disallowed to do certain things.
Right.
We can do them now.
Yeah.
I can go buy a cow, I can milk the cow, I can have a farm, I can have a dairy, I can do all of these things.
Very much.
And so I think the empowerment is in the fact that we are truly free as Black women to do and be all that we want to be. You can be a mother, you can choose not to be a mother. You can be a business owner, you can be a wife, you can have a wife. You can do whatever it is you want to do. And I think the day of allowance is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Eva. I just wanted to give you your flowers for embodying just this businesswoman, this mom, this wife, this public figure that, again, I'm going to say relatable 10 times through this interview.
Thank you.
But who's so relatable, one, but also who we are just learning from simply by watching you. Like, seeing you going from reality to unscripted to scripted to businesses to following your passions. It's been such a pleasure to watch.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited for what's coming.
Thank you.
We'll circle back with maybe in a year or two with another
Well, can you do
interview.
it in February so I can do it during Black History Month?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yes, okay, good.
Because I only know there's going to be more businesses,
Yes.
more shows.
Yes.
Tell them about what you have coming up.
So make sure you tune into All the Queen's Men. It's streaming right now on BET Plus. It's absolutely epic. Season 2 finale just aired yesterday, so catch that. Now, if you're a BET subscriber, you can catch season 1 on there. Also, make sure you tune in to Black Style Icon Gods. It's going to be amazing. It's on BET Plus, and BET Her, and VH1. Yes, it's everything BET.
Yes.
It's going to be on there at 8 p.m. on February the 18th. It is narrated and executive produced by the one and only Billy Porter, and it's all things fabulous in fashion.
Oh, thanks.
So please tune in.
And we love the business of fashion.
We
Black
love the
Enterprise.
business of fashion.
So we may circle back for some more commentary from you. And
I'd love
Billy
that. I'd love Dapper Dan.
Dapper. We'll talk about it.
Yes, I'd love that.
Thank you, Eva, just for your artistry, for your craftsmanship.
Thank you.
And just for being someone who's so relatable in so many different worlds. I don't think we have many examples as Black women of someone so successful but so relatable, just in many different avenues.
Well, we have the examples, but we don't have a lot of Black enterprises. So I thank you for continuing to do what you do and highlighting people like me that work every day and represent so many other Black women.
It's so my pleasure. Like I said, I've been watching you since America's Next Top Model days, and just to see you blossom and grow and still be so beautiful and stylish, I'm like, all right, I can do this.
Thank you. Girl, you are doing it. Please.
I can really do it. I can really do it.
Yeah, you can.
Thank you. Just thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Black Enterprise. We are wrapping with Eva Marcille, and she's been so amazing. We're going to catch up with her for the new programs that she has coming up, but for now, this is goodbye, and we'll see her soon.